Christmas again? Roars Sir Reginald. This is getting to be a habit, man. You can't keep the old boy down, especially when it comes to Christmas. Hello, I'm Peter John Cooper. Welcome to the next of my 10-minute tales. I hope there isn't too much shouting from the old boy, but I rather think there will be. This story is called Sir Reginald on Treasure Island. Christmas again? Roars Sir Reginald. This is getting to be a habit, man. He fulminates to his one-legged manservant Phillips on their winter afternoon perambulation around the West Cliff. A fine film of sweat has formed on Philip's brow, not only because of the effort of pushing Sir Reginald's bath chair up the steep incline, but also because of the trepidation of asking for days off. It's bad enough having Christmas at all without it turning up at every tiff and turn. How long ago was it to the last time there was a Christmas? About this time, 12 months ago. Christmas is an imposition, a damned impertinence foisted on us by those communists at the council. It is an event celebrated in many countries around the globe, sir. Damn work-shy foreigners, always looking for an excuse for fal-de-da and frolic. Oh yes, frolic. That's what they get up to in foreign countries. They frolic, sir. Thank God we're English and we don't have any truck with that foreign frolicking. He seems to have forgotten that last Christmas he even had a twig of holly displayed gloomily on his mantelpiece in deference to a fine old English tradition urged on by his nemesis, Dame Amelia Vole. And here comes Dame Amelia now, in her bath chair being propelled by the angular but surprisingly athletic Miss Pym. Dame Amelia comes to a halt on the path in front of him. Out of my way, you stupid old harridan! Bubbles Sir Reginald, rage building inside him. Still got the old fire burning. What? What? Are we about to burst into flames, Phillips? Is there smoke? What in the blithering blue blazes are you talking about, woman? I hope you are going to let Phillips have his usual time off at Christmas, smiles the elderly lady. What business is that of yours? My staff arrangements are between me and me. It is of no one else's business or interest. Au contraire, Sir Reginald, it is of all of our interests that this good man has a few days off at Christmas. Good man? This man, he jabs a finger in Philip's direction, is nothing more than a cutthroat, wooden-legged pirate. I'm so glad you understand. Well done. Forward, Miss Pym. And the tall and surprisingly athletic Miss Pym angles her charge round and past Sir Reginald. Dame Amelia calls over her shoulder as she disappears into the chill December afternoon. We are Oh, so looking forward to it.
To what? What in God's name? What in the
A week later, Sir Reginald is sitting in his armchair in his apartment in Grand Marine Court with the fire blazing merrily away. But Sir Reginald is not exhibiting any sign of Yuletide cheer. In fact, he is even more angry than normal, if that is at all possible. Against his will and better judgment, he has given Phillips every evening off that week. Damn country gone to hell in a handcart, full of work-shy communists and cutthroat pirates. The fire is making him sticky and uncomfortable. And when the wireless starts bleating out infernal carols and messages of good cheer, he knows he has to get out.
But where is that damn Phillips when you need him to push me bath chair?
He seizes his walking stick, the big knob kerry with the angry-looking crook on its handle.
He swishes it vigorously in anticipation of finding some hoodlum he can berate on the street.
His swishes fetch the vase off the mantelpiece, the one with the single twig of holly that Phillips has rescued from last year.
Damn you, Phillips!
He rages and sets off into the night. Sir Reginald stumps around the empty dark streets for a while, uncertain of where he is going, until he is stopped by the sight of a photograph. Several photographs on the wall of a large building nearer the town centre. His jaw drops. The photographs are undoubtedly of Phillips. Phillips, the one-legged pirate with his tattooed arms glistening. Although Phillips was a perfectly respectable gentleman's hairdresser from Poole, Sir Reginald has always imagined somehow that he was part of a pirate crew before he dragooned him into his service. And here, at last, is the living proof that it wasn't imagination. Here is the photograph of him on the deck of a pirate ship, surrounded by a scurvy, cutthroat crew of ne'er-do-wells and rogues. Sir Reginald does not stop to consider the why or wherefore of these photographs. If asked, he might think they were police wanted posters, but Sir Reginald does not think, and there is nobody about to ask him anyway. All he knows is that there is something afoot that will bring shame and embarrassment to him, especially as he believes this is a nicer part of the town, the sort of place where members of the golf club frequent. He shivers. He shoulders his way in, his knob kerry at the ready. The corridor is dark, but ahead he can see lights and he can hear shouting and singing. He bursts out into the light. It takes a moment to grasp what is going on. Horror upon horror. Here, indeed, is the pirate ship, with the rascals from the photograph swarming all over the rigging. And Phillips is there, being held fast by two of the cutthroats. Oh, the shame that this should be happening to his staff is insupportable. Damn you,
Phillips for bringing this all on me. I see you buried with a sprig of holly through your heart. But then, more horror upon even more horror. He registers something even worse. The presence of a mob of noisy, baying gutter snipes, except he shields his eyes against the glare. He can see faces he recognizes, chaps from the golf club, and there in front of them all, braying like a mule, is Dame Amelia in her bath chair with the angular Miss Pym in attendance. His embarrassment rises, his neck reddens. This is hell. Are they here to laugh about him behind his back, watching Phillips in his humiliation? He is squirming with the awfulness of it all. Damn you! Damn you all! And then an urchin detaches itself from the front of the mob and begins bellowing at him. Sir Reginald cannot quite catch what he or she, it's quite impossible to say these days, is trying to shout some sort of warning. Sir Reginald can only hear indistinctly above the braying of the mob. Well, what? What? A piece of toast? No, no, yells the urchin, wide-eyed and almost hysterical. The Sunday roast? The din is too much to bear. A ghost? What are you blithering about? There is no ghost. Oh, yes, there is. Don't argue with your elders and betters. Oh, yes, there is, persists the youngster. No, there isn't. Now the whole crowd takes up the chant. Oh, yes, there is. Oh, no, there isn't. Oh, yes, there is. Sir Reginald turns and catches sight of what is driving the young ragamuffin into hysterics. And it's just someone with a bedsheet draped over him. Look, sonny. Sir Reginald lunges with his knobkerry. The oddly dressed figure loses its footing and tumbles backwards through the ship's rail. With roar of thunder, the whole edifice of canvas, splintering timber and rope crashes to the floor. The ne'er-do-well stands slack-jawed, and the roaring of the mob rises in a crescendo of laughter and applause. Sir Reginald steps back in bemusement. Dame Amelia holds up her hand, and after a while, silence descends. And then she is speaking. What's she saying? The best? Huh? Everyone's enjoyed themselves. Phillips, who comes forward and bows, cheering and clapping, and then the old bat is saying something, but his name emerges from the melee. Oh, Sir Reginald, giving so generously of his time to be here. More applause. A stroke of genius. Yes, genius, I say, combining a Christmas carol with our humble version of Treasure Island. Sir Reginald, we didn't know you had it in you. And later, back in front of the fire, Phillips is refilling his glass with a generous measure of port. Genius, huh? A stroke of genius.
A warm glow suffuses his frame. She didn't know I had it in me. Merry Christmas, Sir Reginald. Although what it is that he has that she didn't know he had inside, he is entirely unsure of. Merry Christmas to you too, as he downs another glass. Well, there you are. I hope you enjoyed that 10-minute tale despite the shouting. See you next week for another 10-minute tale. Bye.